I'm actually looking at. Dead Space 3
We're gonna be live in a
fandom.
sec. What?
Okay. I'm on Dead Space 3 fandom.
Commanding officer at Way Station Romeo. They began reacting to bright light.
I could do backstory and setting.
Apparently we are live. Hold on 1 second while I bring up some notes for some puzzles in the game, because this game has puzzles.
I think we're live.
What? Yeah, okay, so. Hello, I am Mattmatt. I am not Sharkat, but I will be running clearly the best Dead Space game, obviously. To close out the block, I'm joined with George, who does not actually run this game or know anything about the speedrun. He just vaguely played the game, and he's here for moral support. So,
One way of putting it. Hello, people.
you might also explain the story. We just came up with that idea.
Yes. I just open up fandom.com wiki, Dead Space 3, so be sure to not ask questions, because I do not have answers.
Right, okay. So, I'm doing new game. Usually I'd run New Game Plus. I've never actually done New Game and Marathon before, but I've been doing it a lot recently, so that is what I'll be doing. It's a bit more interesting. What?
Saboteur.
What about the Saboteur? This is Dead Space block, not Saboteur. So I'm going to cancel connection to the EA servers because if I accidentally click invite friend with origin in game disabled, the game will crash. Do not want to happen. Have had it happen before, so that's why I cancel it now. So we have to watch the cutscene right at the start, so we'll just get it underway. Timer doesn't start until when I gain control, so we can just watch the cutscene. I will give you a semi countdown when the timer starts, which is when we gain control. Unlike Dead Space 1 and 2, we cannot skip this intro cutscene. So the way they are skipped in Dead Space 1 and 2 is there's a checkpoint right after the cutscene, and you just spawn that checkpoint in first. Sadly, this game doesn't have a checkpoint right after the cutscene, so we can't skip it. Because if we did end up skipping to the first checkpoint, you skip quite a bit of gameplay, so we don't skip this one. We have to watch it. It's not that long. It's a lot shorter than Dead Space 1 and 2's. A lot shorter. I think Dead Space 2's is like 4 minutes. Dead Space 1's is also about 4 minutes. This one's only about 1.5 minutes, so it's not too bad. Yeah, so do you want to explain this amazing story? Like, how does this game lead on from Dead Space 2?
Me?
Yeah.
Things happen. Isaac survives Dead Space 2. He kills the marker. There's a bad guy.
His name's
Creates
Danik.
markers.
What?
Danik, that's it. He finds a marker or something, and he wants Isaac to kill it because Isaac's a marker killer, which you will find out in the next cutscene or the third cutscene.
Yeah,
I believe.
Soon. This is the prologue. This is set about 200 years before the events of the actual game.
Because after.
Also, get ready to start the timer.
This is 200 years ago, so just a spoiler. These two guys are the two guys you're about to meet actually are dead.
And go.
So whether they die by a bullet or by old age, you can determine yourself. But as he said, this is the best Dead Space, which is clearly not. But anyway.
It's got its own charm to it. I'd say that there's a lot of things they added that make it different.
I will say we did just play co-op on this game on PS3.
Disgusting.
Because Matt wanted to get the co-op trophies because he's a trophy person. Now apparently. But I already have the platinum, so I'm clearly better than him. Well, I probably shouldn't have said that.
You might need to move your mic a bit closer because you sound really quiet even to me for some reason.
Oh well, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so we just run past those two, and there's a guy here who doesn't roll past, who doesn't grab us.
Speedrun strats.
Speedrun strats.
Radical heights.
Oh yeah, that's what I think I wanted to mention. So. Dead Space 1 and 2, you can't crouch or roll in this game. They added a roll and a crouch function. Roll doesn't really change much in terms of the speedrun itself, but the crouch makes some things pretty broken. We can do crouch clipping, which is a thing that you can do at high FPS. Another thing that's different from Dead Space 1 2, this game has a lot of cutscenes, a lot of pre-rendered ones that we have to sit and watch. There is a mod that allows you to skip them, but that's a category extension. We don't class that as a proper game, so this is the pure speedrun. And it's sad that right at the start we do this prologue, which is pretty much the same every time. So right here we roll left, I mean not left, right. We can just kind of roll in this corner and this thing won't kill you. You can just sit here. And then it will trigger a cutscene which lasts for around 6 minutes. So
I don't think it
fun
is.
start.
Is it?
What?
Is it actually 6 minutes?
You got to watch this, and then you got to watch the part with Isaac.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
Not
true.
Danik.
I suppose this guy's
Norton.
forgotten it.
Yeah. So we have to wait a lot.
So how's everybody's day, night, evening, morning?
But my headache's gone away now, so
You know,
I
lunch.
just needed to apparently stop playing this fantastic game and forget all my worries.
Oh, you just needed to hear my marvelous
That's it. That
voice.
you make me
Unheadacheable.
feel a certain way. So this is the first time that he has actually commentated a speedrun ever. So
Ever.
Where's Dr. Serrano?
So when we talk, we usually have no filter.
we've got to behave ourselves now.
And various strange occurrences happen. So I have to be on my best behavior.
Right, so about the story. So basically, something's going on. There's a codex. This thing shuts down the machine or something. Alien machine. Don't know. This is set 200 years before the main game, where we kind of get a brief overview of what's going on, because we basically end up going back here later on in the game. I don't know. The story is the story in this game is very weird. It makes no sense. So I just don't even see the point in explaining the story. I think they took the story a bit too far in this one. I don't know. It's Shannon. It hasn't gone away. It's just.
Well, you just
tamed
dated me.
itself.
Wow.
You know, shot himself. And
Yep.
now we're gonna go back to our boy Isaac.
So now we're
as George
now
says.
this is Isaac. Oh, don't say. Oh, you just hear it. that way.
Isaac Clarke.
Isaac.
So yeah, after Dead Space 2,
There's the
I
bad
think
guy.
he went on the run with Ellie for a while, and then some things happened, and then he didn't want to stop the markers. She did, so she left him and went off to stop the markers, and he's just sitting here wallowing in self-pity the entire game until
Yep.
our big boy Norton just comes and crashes the day and kicks us up the arse to go and help because Ellie goes missing or something. I don't know.
We'll get to. Do we actually? You remember when I yelled at Ali, in that room
No,
when we played it the other day?
no.
When I called her a specific name?
No. What was
Oh,
it somewhere about our
I was
boobs?
just-
I don't remember.
No. When she's in the room where we do Rosetta,
Oh.
do you skip that or is that in?
No, I skip it. I skip all
Oh,
that.
okay. Because I actually said something to Ali.
Oh, no.
In that room.
No. I do go in there to get the key card. I remember what you said. That you said as you can't just literally walk down the stairs, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I can't walk up the stairs to go in there with her.
I won't repeat what I said.
Right. Anyway, so this is Carver and Norton, and they want to take us away on a mission.
Norton's a really good, nice guy, by the way.
Yeah, he's lovely. An absolute blast fella. He wants to go and save Ellie. I should point out as well, this game is also very broken, like the other two. But it takes a little while to get into the brokenness in this one. We can do one skip coming up, a little small one. There is another skip that we could do in chapter 1 that saves about 3 minutes, but you need a timed mine to be able to do it, and it only works on New Game Plus. We can't get that early in the game, so sad that we can't.
Okay, so do you want a little tidbit about Norton? He's male.
Yes, I see that.
Born in 2514,
Okay.
Wow, he's old.
supposedly. Notable facts: survivor of Uxor incident. I have no idea what that is. Survivor of New Horizons incident. No idea what that is.
Right, so I'm gonna do a wall
He
boost
has-
here, up this wall here, and I'm gonna try and roll out of bounds. It can be finicky because the enemies can actually shoot me, and it will cancel my roll before I start it. So I'm gonna boost up here, and I'm gonna run up here. Oh, okay, I ran a bit too straight. You need to run like into the wall, and you'll fall off. So I'm gonna try and roll. There we go. They can shoot you before you roll. If they shoot you, you will just fall off. It's really annoying. Then we're gonna come over here. Look at this amazing footballer here. We're gonna boost up this wall. We're gonna drop out of bounds. I'm gonna come over here. I'm just gonna walk out of bounds. Oh, ah, damn it! I turned my camera a bit too quickly. That was really bad.
Okay.
Did you stop
It's
up?
good. It's a good start. I've never actually done that before. You meant to walk
Can we
off
restart?
like. I can't restart. I'd have to watch.
No,
the
it was a
cutscene.
joke.
So what I was meant to do was walk into like the corner of the wall, and I would have hit a checkpoint, but I ran too far right. I've never
much time did you
actually done
save?
that before. It's you bad luck.
Me?
Yeah,
How much time does this save?
like
If you do it first
10,
go.
15 seconds. So it's kind of just.
Ah, so you've
gone
already
now.
lost. So estimate up by 1 minute.
And that time I failed. You have to roll like at a specific spot too, or you won't make enough distance to get over the wall. And that time they shot me, which is what I said could happen. It's really annoying. This is going well so far. This skip barely saves any time. I don't know why I'm still trying to do it. I should skip
Okay.
it all.
So if anyone is interested in learning Dead Space 3, do not watch this.
Yeah, don't learn it from me apparently. Even though I have all the world records in the game, but apparently I'm
Well,
garbage.
you're the only one who runs it, so.
Excuse me, that's not true. Sharkcat also runs it to an extent. Oh, so I won't fail this time. I'm going to turn and I'm going to walk towards this corner of that wall there, and then I'll hit the checkpoint. I just turned my camera a bit too fast and like fell off really quickly.
Damn.
I don't know why. I'm going to grab some stuff here while I got to wait for this dialogue. And then I can
Who
open the door.
is the picture of?
It's during the prologue. It's the co-op partner in the prologue. His name's Sam. I just thought he looked at pulled a funny face.
No,
I've had
the
that
picture on
for
the
years.
picture on the wall that you ran up to.
Oh, I
On the
have
side
no
of-
idea.
Oh, you said it was a footballer. I thought you might not know who it was.
Well, he looks like he's wearing a football shirt. I don't know who he is.
Ah, that's all speculation.
No, there is a lot. There is a couple runs. There's like 7 runs on New Game Plus, and about like 4 or something on New Game. So, and the top 3 times are pretty decent in New Game. New Game Plus 3rd place is literally free. So if you want to do that, go for that. But New Game 3rd place is not. Yeah. So at the bottom of this elevator, before I came up here, that's where you would do a skip. In New Game Plus to skip doing all of what I'm about to do and watch this cutscene. It says about 3 minutes, but we can't do it in New Game because you need an explosive. So yeah, I've lost about a minute and a half already. So it's going well. It's going very well. Literally doing one tiny skip that barely saves any time. To be fair, it's like I am very consistent to this game. It's just, I don't know, that skip sometimes I usually do fall off the wall or get shot, so I've never died trying to hit the checkpoint though, so that's first. But it's fine. So this game is very open-ended. Unlike Dead Space 1 and 2, Dead Space 1 and 2 are pretty much, you know, you're in corridors most of the game. This game is not like that. It's more open-ended. I wouldn't say open world, it's just a little bit more non-linear. So
You're outside or what?
yeah, this is the introduction pretty much. Once we get out into space, we basically go to a flotilla. It's like a section of different ships, and A lot of that's in 0G. When you're inside the ships, it is more linear like Dead Space 1 and 2. But after that section, we go to the planet, and the planet is very open, which allows us to do a lot more stuff than you could really do in like Dead Space 1 and 2. Unfortunately, Dead Space 2 deloads don't work in this game in the same way. This game kind of checks whether a door's being opened or not, and you can't do it. Whereas in Dead Space 2, it doesn't do that. There is like one kind of deload you can do, but they're not very useful, so there's none of that used in this run. But there also is some different tech that Dead Space 1 and 2 don't have, like 0G launches we can do in this one that don't work in 2. So I'll be doing that to do a skip in a bit. I'm gonna pick up these med packs because I like to heal. I need to be quick here because if I'm too slow, that might not work. Sometimes you can't open this elevator. Yeah, I can. Sometimes it'll say waiting. You can't open it straight away. It's really weird. I still don't understand why. I'm gonna pop a small med pack here because I might get hit in this next part. You don't want to use too many med packs this early because in the next section you will get it puts you in a like a spot where you always lose like all your health and you get your health back. You don't want to waste med packs when you don't need to. So
The last time, oh, that's New Game Plus. So the last time you did good to us was 4 years
like
ago?
4 years ago. I actually am thinking of doing Glitch's new game soon because it's the only world record
like
that I don't have.
So there's like an hour between 80% and good to us.
Yeah.
So just over an
The
hour.
skips in the run say about an hour or so. So that skip I mentioned earlier that says about 3 minutes, I would hit this checkpoint right here. So basically what you would do is you clip out of bounds and launch yourself off of a ledge with a mine, and you'd hit this checkpoint. But we can't do that in new games, sadly, because we need the mine. I've tried to find a way to do it without the mine, but you just don't get enough distance, so it's not possible.
Yes,
So just
Shark
doing this little
Caddy's
puzzle.
2 minutes behind you.
In this category, yes.
Yes. Less than 2 minutes.
I mean, I'm going to restart checkpoint here as well when this thing clicks into place. Just puts it in place a bit faster. I mean, with my performance so far, it should be faster than me apparently. Because I can't even do one of the easiest skips in the run. Just fail.
First skip in the game.
Literally the first skip in the game. I mean, it's a good indication of how well this run's going to go. So I'm going to run up here, get in here. As soon as the dialogue triggers, checkpoint restart, and that skips all the dialogue. I'm going to try and spam roll as fast as I can here.
Like your keyboard.
I know. If you spam, you need to spam it so you can skip taking loads of damage and getting stunned as well. So.
Smashing keyboards means going fast.
So we. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello. So basically, in this game, you want to aim when you're in like a, because this game has a lot of states where you're in slow walking. So like right here, it'll do it where I'm like slow walking. Okay, that is not good. Missed the headshot.
It's both headshots.
I suck.
But you're a pro gamer.
I know.
And he Carver appears?
Yeah, there he is. Somehow he's on the ship already.
Yeah,
even though
he's-
in co-op
he's
he's like behind you and then all of a sudden he's in front of you
Yeah.
on the ship grabbing you.
It's like, as I said, we played this in co-op the other day. It's like they tacked on co-op at the last minute. Because the co-op really didn't make sense. Of
Yeah,
why
it's not.
Carver is with you the whole time.
I have my splits open and right now I'm losing 45 seconds already and I haven't even finished the split yet. The split will finish as soon as I gain control. I'm going to have to pop a heal because my health's low enough that I think I'm going to be in the slow running animation. I think. I'll see. Usually, like I said, you don't want to heal before this part because in a minute I'll get all my health back anyway because you're scripted to lose it all. So I don't want to use any med packs, but I might have to because I might be in slow running, so I'll just waste time. Yes, I've lost about 1.5 minutes fighting that skip. It's whatever. It's typical that it happens in my first new. Yeah, so I'm in really slow movement speed. Why am I in this menu? That was weird. That was because I got hit by that shotgun guy, which was unfortunate because I missed those headshots. If I had hit them, he wouldn't have shot me, but because I suck, he hit me. So we're on pretty much on a timer, so we wait for this. So we're waiting. We grab that stuff.
So when's the next skip? You're about to do it, are you?
The next skip is in the next chapter. So this chapter's pretty small. We basically just have to watch a cutscene and then escape from this ship as it blows up, and then we'll be going into the 0G section, then go into chapter 3. Once chapter 3 starts, that's when the run's going to get juicy. So this run's quite slow up until chapter 3, which is a shame, because after that the run's pretty good. We just got to watch this cutscene and then do a bit more waiting around, and then we'll be good to go. So we're going to find Ellie, because she's somewhere in space, and apparently we know exactly where she is. We're going to go find her.
So would you say Norton isn't a bad guy, he's just a dick?
He's a twat.
Or is he a bad guy in this game?
He
not
is
really,
a bad guy because he betrays you. He tells
Yeah, but-
Danik where you are so he can follow you to the planet to kill you. He's a bad guy. Well,
So,
he's not a bad. I don't know. He's trying to protect Ellie, I guess that, but he's still okay. He's like a
yeah, that's right.
half
That's
bad guy.
where I was going. He's trying to protect his quote-unquote girlfriend.
He's a woman. He's female.
Even though, you know, he dies and then 10 minutes later she's like, "Oh, Isaac, I love you." Yeah, so.
Isaac.
Isaac. Clearly we're speechless right there because this Marvel's cutscene. I actually can't hear the game, so.
And I can barely hear
so
it, so.
Things explode, people die, everyone's happy, basically.
Yeah. So co-op in this game is a lot different. I was originally meant to do co-op for this marathon, but the person I was meant to be running it with got COVID and they're not very well, so I switched it to the solo. But in co-op there's a lot of stuff you can do that's different. Like right here in co-op there's a checkpoint right after this cutscene, and in co-op what you do is one of the players dies. No, the non-host dies. The non-host has to die, and then the host can run and hit this checkpoint that's about to trigger right here. You can skip that cutscene. And there's a lot of other stuff you can do in co-op, like co-op clips, which make the run a lot faster in co-op. Not much faster, but still a decent amount.
Okay, so let's click 80% co-op, and you're 1 and 2 in co-op.
I'm gonna be 3 because I did a run with Hecky the other day and it was like 149, so I'm gonna have 3 runs there. It's all me with other people. I mean, it just sums it up that everyone I ran with doesn't want to run it anymore, so I have to find someone else to rope in to do it with me. So that sums up this game. It's not that, it's just the co-op. The run for the co-op part is pretty boring because you kind of just follow the host and clip them through walls, and that's pretty much it. There's only one skip the actual co-op partner has to do. So it's kind of dull. Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to heal, because right there you get full health back, and in that corridor with the explosions are scripted to take loads of damage, so I didn't want to heal because I get it back here anyway. Just gotta unlock this thing with kinesis and just get on this, and then we're gonna do the first 0G section, fly in 0G section, not fly around wherever you want 0G section. Now in the game there's actually quite a few of these, I think. Actually, there isn't really that many. I think there's only this one and some at the end, even in glitchless, but in the run we only do 3 of them. And as long as you know where to fly, it's pretty consistent. You just won't die. Yeah, and then once we get past this part, that's when the run gets good. We're gonna do some glitching.
Well, there's a bunch of these near the end, but there's only like one you can die on.
Yeah, the other ones are pretty straightforward. This is the only one that's scary. I mean,
Very hard.
on
This one's
easy-
very hard in co-op.
yeah,
Very
'cause
hard on
it's decent.
co-op.
So the mines won't kill you on easy if they hit you, so that's fine. But if you hit any objects, then you will just insta die. If you hit any mines on like I think hard or impossible, you will just instantly die. So we're gonna restart checkpoint here. Skips this cutscene, and then we're gonna do Roanoke clip. So casually, you're meant to go into the door on the left and do some stuff. Kill some enemies, go through a corridor, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do a clip. This clip is actually one of the hardest in the game. It can be kind of finicky. It saves about 40 seconds over the old route. It saves a lot more glitchless, but it saves about 40 seconds over the old way we used to do this. So in this tunnel that I'm going to see, hopefully this guy doesn't hit me. Please don't, you little shit. So in this tunnel to the left of me, there's a checkpoint. I want to try and clip in it. But it's like there's 2 layers of collision. So I'm going to do a wiggle clip right here to clip into the first layer of collision. There we go. And then I need to do an align clip by flying down to get myself stuck inside the pipe. It's kind of finicky. This is the hard part about this trick. There we go. Just hold right and then we can clip in. And we'll just fly and hit this checkpoint. Of course I do that pretty well, but I mess up. Skip at the fucking start. Okay, now we're inside, a lot further ahead than we should be. So the first actual fight section's coming up. We've got to basically turn the power on. There's going to be a bunch of like generators we need to turn on, and there's going to be a couple of like enemies in the room. So on New Game Plus it's not a problem because you can just one-shot them with the foam finger. But on New Game, these enemies can transform, which can be kind of annoying and lose time, so I've just got to hope they don't. Also, I need to point this out, the guns in this game are shit. The way the guns work in this game is completely different to Dead Space 1 and 2. You can craft your own weapons. And because of this fact, they made the plasma cutter really bad by default. So in Dead Space 1 and 2, it pretty much can like one-shot any limb. In this game, it cannot. It's pretty bad. Okay, he just literally exploded. That just like negated my point that I was trying to make. Okay, he transformed. So we do the second one. We've got to do the last one. There's going to be one more enemy. I'm going to try and pull this down first. You basically shoot him in the leg and then try and shoot his arm. Hopefully he wasn't going to transform. He did. Let me do this last one. That's kind of slow. But yeah, the plasma cutter is really bad by default. So the game wants you to craft weapons. So you can collect weapon parts. So I'm going to press this elevator. I'm going to come and get some
I
medkits
think I'm one of
over
the weird ones who actually like the plasma cutter in 1 and 2, but they probably were better.
I'm trying to stasis here, so okay, that's cool. They literally like blocked me and got me stuck and I couldn't get out. It's okay that I got a double med pack because there's med packs you pick up there and it actually gave me a medium one, so usually it doesn't. So all the drops are random that you get to. So yeah, the way it works is you collect weapon parts, you collect resources. I think there's transducer, somatomic gel, samatomic gel, I don't know how to say it. Tungsten, scrap metal, and I believe there's one more, semiconductor acid. So you use all these different like resources and parts to craft weapons. In this run, we will only be crafting one gun, and that won't be till chapter 10. Right now we're on chapter 4. We craft this gun in chapter 10 because we don't need it until then, and the only point where we can craft it without losing time is that point because you have to wait for dialogue. So we craft it there, and that's going to be a contact beam, and that's pretty much it. So if you were expecting to see some really convoluted like weapon crafting, not here. Maybe in like Glitchless New Game you could get a sniper rifle as well, something like that. What are you laughing at?
Oh, that was coffee.
Oh, I thought you were laughing.
No. So
yes,
you
you won't
use
see-
the plasma cutter till chapter 10.
Yeah, pretty much. And we don't upgrade it either. We don't really kill many enemies in this run, to be fair.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
run
like Dead
past most
Space
of
1 and 2. You kind of just run. So right here, we're going to grab a plasma core. And we're also going to grab this upgrade circuit, which is a +1 damage, which we will be using later on for the contact beam. And we get that plasma core there because that also is for the contact beam too. So there's going to be a couple of upgrade circuits we're going to collect. We're going to try and get as much parts as possible, as many weapon parts as possible without losing time. And we're basically going to get to chapter 10, sell all that stuff, craft the gun. That's it, pretty much. So, I mean, to be fair, New Game Plus and New Game aren't that different. Without the skipping chapter 1, they're only about a minute and a half apart, a minute and a half slower for New Game. It's really not that much different.
Which is strange because you also get the better gun in New Game Plus.
Yeah, because we don't kill many enemies. That's the reason why. So we're going to boost up this wall to like offset her hitbox, and then we can get onto this railing, roll over here to get out of bounds, and then roll up here to get back in bounds on the other side, which skips going all the way around. So now I'm going to do a pretty hard trick. And if you watched Dead Space 1 and 2 earlier, you'll see something new here. We're going to do a kinesis launch. So when in 0G, if you spam kinesis, when you go out of 0G, you get launched in the direction of your feet. We're going to hit a checkpoint here, so in case I die and fail it. I'm going to do an align clip here to try and clip through the floor. And hopefully these enemies don't hit me while I'm trying to do it, because they're annoying. Please stop. There we go. Now we're out of bounds. So we're going to fly over here. I'm going to do a pretty precise setup. Actually, I say precise, it's not that precise. Just going to kind of line ourselves up straight here. I'm going to move forward here until we see this. There should be like a black dot that will appear above the ledge right there. So I'm going to basically... Oh, wait, one away. I'm going to line that up with a line on the wall. So that should be good. Then I'm just going to fly up, spam kinesis. There we go. And we basically launch into this checkpoint. And what we have to do for this one is we have to quit out and press continue. If we checkpoint restart, this won't work. If you just checkpoint restart, then this next area won't like trigger properly.
How much time does that save?
About 4 minutes, and it's actually quite hard. So of course I do that first try as well. So right here, I'm going to dismantle this. I'm gonna do. Hang on, let me just do this. I have to concentrate. So I want to dismantle the military pistol, or the machine pistol, whatever it's called, and I'm gonna sell the rotator cuff from the plasma cutter and sell the military engine and the frame from that gun too. It's easy to do it here because it saves a little bit of time over doing it later, and we also get to do it without wasting time. So we do it there. And up here there's going to be a heavy standard frame we're going to grab, which we're going to sell later as well. Just grab that while we're waiting for the door to open so it doesn't lose any time. And checkpoint restart when we get out of here. It skips Norton's dialogue.
Why Dead Space 3 and not 1 and 2?
Okay, I'll explain the story. So I had a really shit laptop
Story time.
that could barely get 60 FPS with at 360p, or I don't even know what resolution. But I wanted to run something co-op with a friend, and we picked this because it had co-op. And basically we ran co-op, and I thought about doing solo as well since I knew most of the game, so I just kind of ran it solo a little bit. And then it went from there. I actually bought a brand new computer just to run this game. And this was about 7 years ago. So I've been running this for about 7 years. I bought my computer that I have now just to run this game. Because you need high FPS to do some stuff in it, very high FPS. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I basically bought a computer that cost me like £2,000 just to play this crap game. Yeah, that's the story. So it's not that I think this is better than 1 and 2. It's just this is the one I played, and this is the one I've played the most. So I'm just kind of used to it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we're gonna do another skip
that's the
here.
story of why 3 and not the other 2 better ones.
I will agree that, like, especially now, this speedrun for this game used to be the best one. Dead Space 1 and 2, like maybe 2 years ago, were like not very broken at all. They were virtually glitchless. Had a couple of little skips. This game was the most broken. But those games have evolved a lot over the past 2 years, and they are definitely the most broken now. But this one at the time was the most broken. So if you think about it, this one was the one to run back then, pretty much. If you wanted to do glitches and stuff. Not really anymore, but it used to be. So yeah, so basically this part is the start of chapter 5. We're meant to go and do 4 Station, which is an entire chapter, then travel to Ash Station, which is another entire chapter. But we're not going to do that because it's slow. So basically the skip I'm going to do right now skips 2 chapters, pretty much. It saves over glitchless, I think around 12 minutes. It's quite big. And it's pretty simple too. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to align clip through this wall. It's kind of finicky. You just have to kind of put up the camera when you align and hopefully get your legs through the wall, and you should be able to clip through. There we go. Okay, the mine kind of helped then. So now I'm out of bounds. I'm just going to fly into this wall. I'm going to line myself up to hit a checkpoint. Just fly backwards. As soon as I see the black bar on the bottom, it's not that specific, just it's quite big. You just kind of fly back, checkpoint restart, you should hit it. And now we're at the end of our station, so we skipped all of chapter 5 and chapter 6. And all we've got to do now is just do this turret section. And then we're in chapter 7 pretty much. Just got to go and finish off a little bit of the space section, and then we're going to the planet.
Oh, you got to do this marvelous bit.
Yeah, this marvelous bit. We have to have some kind of auto scroller. This is pretty much an auto scroller. You just got to shoot these barrels. The enemies don't really matter. I just kind of shoot them to just while I wait for the barrels. You only need to shoot the barrels that actually end up inside of the things. You don't need to shoot the ones that are on the side.
This bit seems a lot easier than I remember.
If we did it on console.
Yeah, I know, but when I first played this, when I got this back in, what, 13 or 14?
So that's not that barrel there, we shoot that.
This bit seemed a lot harder, but this is probably a lot worse at games then.
Right, so pretty much the entire like section of like being in outer space is pretty much done now. We skipped virtually all of it in a sense. We literally did like none of it. We did like little bits and bobs, but all the like meaty chunks of it we just skipped straight over. I am going to try and do a little skip here, which is kind of new-ish. There used to be an old way to do this, which wasn't that much faster and was quite difficult. But I'm going to try and do like a new, easier way. I'm going to shoot these mines because they're going to blow me up probably. So there's dialogue up here that you have to wait for before you can get into the skip. The skip is the little tram you ride around. That's the name for it. And you have to wait for the dialogue to finish before you can get in. But if we fly up and like plant our feet onto the floor at a certain spot, we can actually not trigger it for like a couple seconds and try and run into the tram. So we want to basically get here and try and fly forward onto the floor, get on, run around and get in. Nice. I like how I got that, but in both my PBs I didn't get it. So if you do that, you can basically trigger the dialogue. I mean, not trigger the dialogue quick enough that you can get in. I don't know why it works, how it works, it just does. But it seems a little bit random, but I'm glad I got that as well. I mean, this one's been alright apart from the start, to be fair. So. Now we're just going to release an engine, I believe, to use with the shuttle. We completely skipped over that, so we basically have to like repair a shuttle. In chapter 6 we would have released the shuttle, but we skipped that. But now we're going to get an engine to use for the shuttle because it needs an engine. So that's what we're doing. but there is a little trick we can do. So after you've pulled the engine out, there's meant to be some dialogue. If we pull the engine out fast enough, and then leave, it won't. It'll skip over the dialogue and it'll just like cancel it, and it says like 10 seconds or so.
Just like our plan. You always this helpful. Hey, some of us just want to go home, all right?
So we just gotta get this off.
Lines and service tubes, but hell if I know how to get it out of
Pull
there.
these
I'll figure it out.
panels off. Pull out the engine. We're gonna fly back as fast as we can.
Handle it from here?
There we go. And then it just cuts off the dialogue
Guys, I got
if you do
the
it quick
engine.
enough.
Is everything ready?
Well, not quite. We're gonna get tossed around like a midget at the circus if we try to navigate that atmosphere without a flight path.
What about using flight recorders from these derelict ships?
Yeah, right. We could reconstruct one of the routes.
So yeah, pretty much we're not gonna be doing much GOG stuff anymore.
4 solar panels sticking out.
Satellites with
Basically, the entirety of the 0G sections is right here. When you get to the planet, there's not really any 0G till pretty much right at the end. So not many like 0G clips and stuff like that, but a lot of the, like especially Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, like wiggle clipping was found in this game. I found that quite a few years ago, and then it was implemented into Dead Space 2. But I think that's pretty much the only tech that's carried over, because you can't do any crouch stuff in Dead Space 2 because you can't crouch. Wall boosting was also found, I believe, in this game, but it wasn't very useful in Dead Space 2 for a long time, so it's one of the places where you could do it. So yeah, we need to get some flight recorders here. There's 3 we need to pick up. Fun fact, in a pre-release build you have to pick up 5. Don't know why they changed it, but they did. I'm glad, because this area is annoying, especially with all the mines.
I think I found one of those flight recorders.
But we are going to do something cool right after this.
Okay, I'll see what I can turn up.
So when we collect these parts, we need to craft the flight recorder with those flight recordings. Not flight recorder, the flight path. We need to craft something, I don't know, flight path, flight recorder, I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called flight recorder. And there's a bench inside the room we're about to go in. The same bench that I used to disassemble my military machine pistol and sell the rotator cuff on the plasma cutter. But we're not going to go in the normal way to get to it. So over here,
I think I have enough flight
the
recorders
developer
to
seems
reconstruct
pretty
a safe route
lazy,
to the planet.
I guess, in a sense. And
Put it all
excuse me,
together into a navigation
and
module
just completely
and
missed
plug
that
it in
there's this
the
wall
shop.
right here just doesn't have
Just need
closing,
to find a bench.
so you can just fly through it.
Should be easy enough.
And we're gonna land on this floor here. Hello. Okay. And right here there's a door that you can trigger from out of bounds. So we're just gonna open it, pause, and we can load in right where the bench is. Saves going in and around. It's quite fast. Then we just need to navigate in the dark a bit to get back to the door.
Now let's plot a course for the nearest shipping lane and get the hell out of here.
Robert. We're going to the planet.
Ellie,
I nearly actually pressed E then to load that door in. While I was trying to press W, that would have been really bad.
Asgard is gone. Robert with the
So now we're nearly done with this part. We've just gotta
You have to admit it sounds crazy. I mean,
install the flight recorder,
there's really a solution.
and then we're basically just gonna fly to the planet, which is George's favourite part.
You said
Oh yes, that is definitely my favourite part.
Best part in the game.
Yep.
All right, navigation
Yeah, so that's pretty much the open space section done. Now we're going to the planet, which is the next section of the game and pretty much the rest of the game. Yeah.
well, I'm glad to see you too. What's that look for?
Also, Isaac is not happy with Ellie for some reason. I don't actually remember why.
This is going to work, right?
Well, we know why. He's dating Norton.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah. Fucking Robert.
Hey, what's up with the oxygen injector? Suck on, they're not locked down.
I tried, but the threads are rusty.
Imagine downgrading from the Isaac Clarke to Robert Norton. That is.
For the atmosphere does.
I know. You could even put Isaac could even put Mattmatt YouTube on his resume.
Oh yeah, yeah. The voice actor for,
And she still
for
doesn't
Isaac
want
Clarke did a voice clip for me a few years ago. Excuse me, that went into the completely wrong hole. So yeah, he basically congratulated me and a friend on doing a speedrun. It's pretty cool.
And Ellie still wants Norton. It's, yeah, very strange.
Ready when you are.
This is suicide. Those mines will rip this ship apart. It'll hold.
He must have a big one, that's all.
Fuel lines are go.
Sensors
He must.
I'm seeing mines at 2,000.
Yeah, so this part's... I wouldn't really say... It is an auto-scroller in a sense, but you can die.
Optimal route now.
Um,
Keep it on course and shoot any
and you can lose a little bit of time on it, but only at one spot. So at the end of this section, there's going to be one mine that you have to blow up to trigger the next scene. So the faster you blow it up, the faster it progresses. But apart from that, this is pretty much on rails, boring fucking shooting section. It's not very fun. This game has quite a lot of boring sections. We don't really do much, to be honest, which is why not a great speedrun. It's good enough that it has a lot of cool tricks in it, but there's just a lot of spaces where there's a lot of downtime with not really much happening. Too many cutscenes. There's loads of mines here. The last mine right here is the one you have to shoot as quickly as possible. So this one back here, you need to blow this one up really quick because it triggers the next scene.
So Ellie does have a prosthetic eye in this game.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense since it got ripped out in.
That's why one's blue and one's green or something like that.
Oh, are they? I've
Yeah,
never paid
you never
attention.
noticed.
I've never paid attention.
So you can actually avoid this. You can't blow it up, but you can just fly over it. There also is one thing that spawns here that I think you're meant to blow up. You can blow it up on console, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't blow up on PC.
Frame rate.
Maybe. So we kind of just have to hit it, and there's no way to avoid it. Yeah, so this thing, right, you can't blow this up. Like the mine, your explosion just goes like into it and doesn't do anything. On PC, but on console you can blow that up. Right, so we've got to tighten the oxygen injectors back in because one of them popped out apparently.
Because that's what happens.
Yep. Imagine knowing how to fly in space. I don't.
Apparently oxygen is very important in space.
Just tighten them back in. Go sit back down. In co-op here, while you're doing this section, your co-op partner would be flying the ship, shooting mines. They tried to add co-op in a sense that I don't know. It doesn't
To make it
doesn't
make
work
sense?
very well.
No.
Like it's just weird. Like in the hive mind boss fight, which will be later on in chapter 11 or chapter 12. Sorry. In solo, you literally see Carver standing next to you in the boss arena before you do it, and then he's just gone. Where's he go? No one knows.
The boss eats him for a few minutes.
This doesn't make any sense. I just feel like they did genuinely just, I don't know, tack on co-op last minute. Or, I wouldn't say last minute, but
When
it
that
just felt
build you
rushed.
played, it had co-op in it. And that was 6 months out.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I don't know if it worked or not.
Well, it might work, but it shows they had it in mind.
Yeah, but the game, I don't know.
But it's still
Maybe it's the other way around.
odd.
They specifically designed it for co-op, and then solo looks weird. They just kind of
And then,
didn't think about solo very well. Because that's maybe why then you see him in the cutscene, but then he's just gone after the fact.
yeah.
I think it is.
Plus, when you play
makes more
Carver,
sense.
when you play Carver in co-op, all the cutscenes are through Isaac, and then Carver just appears as a second player.
Yeah, like on that turret section back when I was shooting those explosives, if Isaac gets on the right one and not Carver gets on the left, as soon as the cutscene triggers, it just swaps you instantly, and then Isaac's on the left. It's weird. Anyway, so yeah, now we're on the planet. Isaac looks like absolute shit, and if all goes well, he'll look like shit for the rest of the game too, because we are going to basically keep this broken suit for the entire run. You're not meant to. But there's going to be a section coming up where we have to repair the suit or get a new suit, and we're just going to skip that. So
He looks very sexy. What are you talking about?
oh, he's very pretty. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things about this suit. You're covered in blood. Your health bar's crooked. In every single cutscene from here on out, Isaac will be, his face will be all messed up, covered in snow. It just looks pretty funny. The only way that's going to change if I fail to send skip later on, because if I fail that, I have to quit out of the main menu to do it again. So I'm going to pick up a survey charge here, which we're going to sell as well later on. We're aiming here to walk faster with a one-handed weapon. There's a couple boxes we're going to grab too to get some stuff from them. We'll be on this fire too. Got that. We want to get as much parts as we can, but the main thing we really want is health packs. Every drop is random. And there's one fight later on, just before descent, which is the hardest one in the game. Even in like a casual point of view, I believe. Maybe not casual, but actually it probably is. It probably is as well, like just the end of the playthrough. And we need to have a lot of med packs for that because we're probably going to take a bit of damage. So right here, there's going to be another upgrade circuit we're going to grab. If I can grab it, there we go.
Are you there?
So I'm going to grab all these upgrade circuits that I'm grabbing. I'm going to go onto my gun, which we're going to craft later on. Some ammo we're going to pick up. I think my game's stuttering. I'll know when I do suit repair skip, because if I'm falling off, I'm pretty sure it is stuttering. Which would make sense why I struggle to do that clip for Terra Nova skip, because you struggle to do that if the game's stuttering. There is a bug in this game where if you quit out to the main menu and load back in, your game will start. Yeah, it is stuttering, I can tell. I think it's been doing it the entire time, I just didn't realise till now.
No, no, it's not Ellie, I don't care.
Just Rosen, no big deal.
Right. Just some random dead guy. We don't care about him.
I can't tell if it's... I don't think it is stuttering. I can't tell.
Looks fine.
Because if it's stuttering, it's going to mess up some stuff later on. And the only way to fix it is to quit out to the main menu and then continue. I think it's fine. I'll know if it's stuttering when I do suit repair skip, because I'll keep falling down the wall if it is stuttering. I think it's fine though. I think it was just that area maybe. Anyway, so up here in a sec there's going to be a room, and the Snow Beast, which is the boss you just saw, whacked me off that ledge, is going to jump onto the roof. But for some reason, if you go into the room and then turn around, open the door, and then turn the power on. There's meant to be a scene like where he jumps on the roof and it takes a while, but like if the door's open when you turn the power on, it just never spawns that trigger. So we just kind of open the door and then do the power, and then it just doesn't trigger. Just skip that. So here I get to actually look at my health pack situation. That is diabolical. Man. This should be fine. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna take a lot of damage in a second doing this skip, so grab an upgrade circuit there too. Usually I'd have a lot more med packs in this. I've just been unlucky with drops. I don't think... maybe I shouldn't have done new game ones, because if I don't have enough, I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
A couple of enemies here. Hopefully this guy doesn't spit on me. Getting spit on means you slow down a lot. Do stasis this way if I actually can. Sometimes he hits you like before you even turn the corner. It's really annoying. Got some under there. So now we're going to do suit repair skip. So you remember like actual wall boosting? You saw me do it in chapter 1. There was a bit of it in chapter 2 in Dead Space 2. Oh, that. Okay, those actual hits damage me. This sucks, man. Anyway, so there's a wall over here that we can just kind of like just walk all the way up. Just gonna come over here and walk into this. And as you can see, I'm going up. So we can just go all the way up straight over the invisible wall and get out of bounds. Thankfully, I didn't get hit then. Usually when you're climbing initially, you get hit like 2 or 3 times. Thankfully, I didn't get hit, so my health should be okay.
Is this skip FPS dependent?
Yes.
So the higher the better.
It is stuttering because I can see myself. Why is it? I don't know. Yeah, you can do this skip at 60. You can't do it on console at 30, but you can do it at 60. If you had like an Xbox One, you can use the Xbox 360 version at 60 and do it. But it's really slow at 60. The higher the FPS, the faster you climb up. So you can do it at 60, it's just not as fast. Yeah, we just basically skip right around. What?
What FPS do you run this at?
When I'm doing that? Like
Yeah.
about like 300 when I'm climbing up that. So we hit the checkpoint. Skip repairing the suit. Now we've got the broken suit for the rest of the game. I don't want to take damage from that guy, so... Usually I just kind of shoot at him and then just run past, but... I really want to minimize as much damage as I can possibly not take. Coming up soon is the first boss. Which on New Game Plus... Oh, I got a med pack, nice. Which on New Game Plus is pretty easy, but on New Game it's quite... it can either like... You can either do it really quick or you can lose a lot of time. Because trying to aim at the tentacles is quite difficult. So... We'll see how it goes.
This is one of another one of those co-op moments. It's different in.
Yeah.
Because Isaac's got your back. Carver's got your back on this bit.
Also, unlike Dead Space 1 and 2, in this game, if you reload while you still get ammo in your clip, you will lose that ammo. So, for example, right there, I reloaded when I had 6 bullets in. I would have lost those 6 bullets now. It's not a big deal, but as long as you don't constantly keep reloading when you've got like 10 bullets in your clip, you'll be fine. So yeah, before this fight starts, I'm going to quickly pop, when I'm waiting for the elevator, I'm going to pop a small med pack. I just want to have as much health as I can get. And hopefully it goes well, because I don't really want to have to heal during it either. I've got literally 2 med packs. Well, I've got 3. I'm going to use 1 now, but that's not very good at all, because the next section coming up after this, we're basically just going to run through loads of enemies. So, oh, actually, I've got 2 mediums in one. But yeah, we're going to run through loads of enemies in the next part coming up in chapter 10. And I'd rather not have to use a lot of them. Yeah, in like a casual or glitch this one, where you fight this boss 3 times, technically. But in this one we only fight it twice. I don't really class the 3rd fight as a fight, not really. But this is like the only fight we actually do. So basically, he's gonna 3 tentacles are gonna come on his back. So I'm gonna stasis him and try and shoot them. And sometimes it's very difficult like that because they just move around very sporadically, and if you miss one, it's just not a good day. Because when an enemy is stasised in this game, if you miss, or if you hit them, sorry, like it speeds up the stasis. There we go. That's what you want to do. So you want to get them all in one shot. Okay, that's very bad. No. Now I've got to do it again.
No stasis.
Yeah, I don't have any. Usually you'd want to get a stasis pack for this part, but I didn't get any drops from them, so I've got to do this without stasis. If you miss this thing, it's... There you go. It's really annoying to try and hit that. That's fine, whatever. We have to wait here, and we get warped anyway, so let's grab some stuff. That was really bad. But it is fine.
So you missed the second fight with him?
Yeah, you meant to fight him in
skip it.
chapter 11, but we skip it. So we don't see him again until chapter 13 now, which is when we kill him.
Yeah.
Shooting those balls of fire out of his mouth is really awkward to do. Especially when he's not stasis. We have another heavy standard frame there, which we're going to sell as well. So in this elevator there's going to be a checkpoint. I'm going to restart it. I've got 3 mediums. I'll pop this then. I've got 3 mediums. It should be good for the next level. To restart this, and it's going to warp us to the bottom. And now we're going to reunite with the gang, and Norton's not going to be happy because Ellie is all affectionate towards us.
Isaac.
While Isaac's standing there looking like he's been rolling around
Ellie's
in crack.
Ellie's a certain garden tool.
Yeah, maybe we should spend some time alone.
Sorry.
It means for someone who's been
That's a pretty good one.
glad to see him.
We need
Thank you.
this mission.
Didn't know we were playing Minecraft.
Or you need help.
You got something to say to me, Captain?
Stop. Just stop. We need to shut down that
Yes,
damage.
Isaac
We don't
looks
even know
very
where-
pretty.
Well, she's only with Norton because
I mean, I
Isaac's the way he is, I guess.
Well, I've been digging through what's left of the research notes.
Because he gave up.
For computer
A spade.
data,
No, she's a shovel.
The written logs discuss a signal tracking experiment that pinpointed the machine's
She
exact
gets shoveled.
location.
I guess.
Well, I think we can do the same.
Yeah, so I lost 20 seconds on that boss. Pretty grim that.
Alright, fine, let's have a look. I could use
Oh
this
well.
change of scenery.
That boss fight sucks real bad. I'm trying to think, because you could technically, theoretically craft a quick grenade launcher to use for that. But I don't think it'd be faster than if you do the fight well, so... It's one of those things. Because we get the servo charge that we can use to craft a grenade launcher at the start of the level, so we could do it technically, but... I just don't think it would be
Yeah,
worth
so if
the
you
time.
want to eliminate a romance plot, just... I probably shouldn't say this. In-game, kill the person that is trying to get your girl. In-game. And she'll fall for you. Easy.
We will be doing
In
very
game.
soon. Oh, I'm sorry that I just shot your boyfriend in the head. You want to go out with me?
Sure.
Right, so this is the part where I've got to run past a bunch of enemies in a couple of areas, and I don't really want to take too much damage, so hopefully I don't. But I've got 3 medium med packs, so I should be alright.
Would you say you run through this part?
Also, the thing you don't want to happen there is get stunned, because it's really annoying.
Hey, Mr. Kale is here.
That's impossible. Out for shock space.
Yeah?
Also, it doesn't look like crouching under these doors would save any time. But for some reason, there's like an invisible wall, like on those revolving doors, that only extends like halfway up. So if you crouch, you can get through it. It'll be sooner. It's weird. The little box here, I'm gonna try and grab and get some stuff out of. Or some somatomic gel. Hell yeah!
Oh
Just what I
yeah.
wanted.
Did you actually use that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I could craft med packs technically if when I'm like crafting the gun. After I craft the gun, just craft a couple med packs.
We are anything.
Could be useful.
They're after Isaac and we're getting caught
Could
in
be.
the crossfire.
But we are coming to that section very soon. First we gotta do drill
Where you-
skip.
Where you make the gun.
Yeah. I want to try and do it
That's,
speedy fast.
that's something to look out for, folks.
Yeah, don't blink, you'll miss it. So we're doing alright. I haven't had to use medpack yet. We've got one more area to get through and then I'll pop the medpack after that one. So right here we're going to pick up the actual frame we're going to use. It's Hammond's heavy standard frame. And the reason we want this is because it basically gives us 3 upgrade circuit slots instead of 2 on the top frame. We're going to use that to make our weapon. Because we're going to be putting 3 upgrade circuits on it, and those will be 2 of them will have +2 damage, 1 of them will have +1 damage. That gives us quite a bit of damage, which is what we need. Now I'm going to do drill skip. This used to be done a different way, which involved actually going inside the drill first, but we're going to do it a new way, which is pretty. It's actually a lot cooler. Because we're going to do some stuff out of bounds and we can't see what we're doing, but first we've got to get out of bounds. I'm going to get up on this little tent. I'm going to line myself up here so I can run back. Oh, seriously? I don't understand this game. It's weird. I think it's because my game's stone. I'm pretty sure it is stone because I keep falling down a little bit. You have to like, I don't know, this is weird. Like sometimes you just kind of fall off. You need to run backwards and then you can keep running up it, but sometimes you fall off. It's weird. So now we're going to run over here. The drill is loaded now. So we're kind of on top of the drill area now, but like we can't actually see it. But we're going to do some stuff to kind of like set ourselves up in a way to hit a checkpoint. So we're going to walk up here. We're going to fall twice. Once we fall twice, I'm going to run to the right. Once I stop, I'm going to crouch. Spam crouch to try and like get through this wall here. There we go. I'm just going to boost up to the top of the area. Okay, where am I? Okay, here we go. Once we stop, I'm going to aim over here, roll backwards. Aim here, run backwards. We'll fall out of bounds. Once we're under the floor, restart, and we should be past the drop. There we go. I'm gonna grab these boxes, grab some stuff from them. Of course, it gives me fucking ammo. Got 2 med packs. Right, so now I'm gonna craft the gun. Because in this section there's a lot of dialogue we have to wait for. So we're gonna do it while we're waiting for that dialogue to play out. And hopefully I can do it fast enough that I don't lose any time. So we're gonna start with the Hammond's heavy frame. We're gonna craft up in Hammond's heavy frame. Can't speak. We're gonna sell this survey charge. We're gonna sell both of these heavy standard frames. We're gonna craft a precision tip, and then we're gonna add on our upgrade circuits. Sometimes you can get a random circuit from that box that gives you stuff. If we do end up getting one that does +1 damage, we take that instead, which I did. So grab that. Now we've got our gun. So basically, this gun is a like charge up weapon, but it pretty much like one shots everything. So it is annoying that it you have to charge it, but it's very powerful for later enemies. So we didn't lose any time. We managed to craft it fast enough. You have to wait for the dialogue before you can open that door, so... And now we're gonna do...
Maybe you skip something here.
Yeah, we do Nexus skip now. A little bit convoluted in a sense. We're gonna ride this elevator up. And we're gonna basically run this way. I'm gonna line myself up, I'm gonna run this way. I'm gonna press the button as I get out of the elevator so I can clip back out. The elevator's gonna go down, but I'm still gonna be up in this area. So let me do that first and I'll explain the next part. So there's going to be a line on the wall I want to aim at. Just makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to aim at this wall here. Press E to press it, clip out. So, now the elevator's going down, but we're up here. So basically in this game, in between this gap, it is technically solid, but if we spam crouch, we can clip through it. So I have crouch behind a scroll wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the elevator back up when it gets to the bottom. I'm going to count to 10 and I'm going to clip through the railing. What that allows me to do is get on the elevator while the lower level is still while the lower level is still loaded, but the top level deloads, which allows me to get out of bounds onto the area below. So as soon as I can call it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we're going to spam crouch to clip through. There we go. Now we're on the elevator, but as you can see, this area above is now deloaded, but the area below isn't. So this allows us to get onto the roof of the area below. We can't get off the elevator yet though until it stops, so we'll just keep getting warped back on. So wait till it stops, and then we go. We fall down, we land on this roof down here. I'm just going to crouch and fall off here, and we hit a checkpoint behind the door. And that skips all of chapter 11 and 12. That's probably one of the biggest skips in the game. And now we're going to go straight into the hive mind section, Nexus fight, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Norton betrayed us now. We kind of skipped all of most of the fighting between Isaac and Norton that happens. But Norton ain't happy.
And he locks us in a...
Yeah, he locks us in a cage.
Yeah.
Didn't expect us to just be able to open it ourselves because he's an idiot.
Well, here he is. The marker killer, Isaac Clarke. And here we are. The marker homeworld. You know, I must admit, I almost didn't believe such a place existed. But thanks to your friend, Norton, I finally found it.
That's how they followed us through shock space.
Well, he is a bright one.
All he wants is Isaac. Carver, the rest of us can go home.
I don't even think this one's going to be
You've got me.
sub 2, you know.
Let the others go.
That's depressing.
It's a very difficult thing, you know.
This one hasn't been great. I've lost quite a lot of time since chapter 7. I've lost like another minute again for stupid stuff like the boss fight and then falling off the wall for drill skip. It was really slow.
I've spent an entire lifetime trying to undo the damage man has done. Fighting EarthGov's ongoing research, liberating the markers from those profane testing facilities. And now, I just have one problem left to purge. All of you.
No, you promised me a ship, Danik. We had a deal.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. But I can't afford to leave even one of you left alive.
And even after all the stuff Norton does, we still save him because we're dumb. Should just let him shoot. He'll be dead in a minute anyway,
Yeah,
so it's
but
fine.
we thank him by putting a bullet in his head, so...
But now, we've got the first boss fight of the run, and technically the only one. I wouldn't really call the last boss a boss. Not really. Doesn't really have a health bar, it's just kind of a thing that's there. But this is the boss. So, it has 3 phases. Each phase is exactly the same. But you need to do all 3. But this boss is also kind of boring. But this is where the contact beam comes very handy. This is why we cracked it back there as well. So we're just going to avoid his stomps. We're going to do 2, and then he's going to basically open up his stomach. I'm just going to shoot the contact beam at it. It's going to basically one-shot it. And then he's going to try and suck us in. We'll shoot the little yellow things on his mouth. Shoot 2 of them. And then let's go. We do that 3 times. Well, technically we do it 3 times. I mean, that's not entirely true because the 3rd one we don't shoot anything. On the 3rd one we're gonna get like actually stuck inside them. So if we do it again. So now we shoot his stomach one more time. But when we do this one, we want to stand like pretty much like directly in front of him, because then we can get like straight sucked inside of him. Just gonna stand there, as soon as we shoot him, it'll trigger this cutscene. Very fun.
The belly of the beast.
I mean, at least all the runs for Dead Space, none of them are very good. Like, that's no disrespect to Sharkat, and I just know that there's a lot of mistakes. I don't think he was happy with them either, so I couldn't expect mine to go well either. So it's fine.
Well, it's marathon curse, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever really had a bad marathon run of this game, to be honest. Especially failing the first skip and losing a minute and a half on a skip that saves 10 seconds. So
Yeah, that's probably not a good start.
Yeah, I'd only be about a minute behind right now if I didn't fail that, but I'm like 2.5 minutes now because of that. But it's fine. So right here we need to shoot these yellow things. I'm going to use my plasma cutter and I'm going to stasis them. If I had a stasis pack, then this would be pretty simple, but I'm going to have to do the last one without stasis in it. That missed? Are you serious? Well, I'm doing the last two without stasis in them because apparently my stasis pack just completely
You hit whatever
missed.
that is by the looks of it.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you
really
hit that
annoying
thing.
to do.
Whatever that
Because
thing is.
this stuff moves around a lot and it's hard to hit.
Yeah, these
Having
things
like a
are annoying.
grenade launcher or a rocket here would be kind of useful, but there we go. Like New Game Plus, that's really trivial. Just blast it with the phone finger.
At least you're a god gamer with the aim there.
Aiming in this game's really awkward, man. This game, if you didn't know, both Dead Space 2, although Sharkat makes the aiming look really easy in Dead Space 2 because it's got game over it. Those games have negative mouse acceleration where the faster you move the mouse, the slower it aims, and it's the same in this, and it affects general camera movement, aiming, everything. So to combat that, you have to have quite high sensitivity, and it just makes aiming in some spots, with it being so high, kind of awkward. With like small movements. Also, we're going to shoot Robert in the head. No, he's dead. Sorry, Robert.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Just a flesh wound.
Fuck. Come on.
Oh, see, I'm going to do something actually.
We're not gonna tell Ellie.
Actually, I don't think I can do it on New Game. Basically, with high FPS, right after this cutscene, Norton's going to go flying into the air. I can turn around and you'll see him flying, but on New Game Plus, you can actually grab him and bring him back. I was going to try and chop his head off. But I don't think I can do it on New Game. I'll give it a try. He's going to go up in the air. There he goes, he's off. Where's he? There he is. Ah, yeah, I couldn't grab him. Oh well. Something's going on with my splits. Oh, no there's not. I was wondering why I lost 18 seconds. I know why I lost 18 seconds. Because of I couldn't shoot the yellow things because I'd missed the stasis on the second one.
Oh yeah.
Isaac.
So now Robert's dead. Very sad. You can see she's got one green eye, one blue eye.
Is he?
I don't know which one's the real one, which one's the fake one. I think it's the right one's the fake one. Because I think it was her right eye that got stabbed.
I had no choice.
Norton
I don't
betrayed us,
remember.
Ellie. He was ready to kill us. Isaac did what he had to do to save the mission.
Anyway, now we've got the worst chapter in the game. Oh, I completely forgot to mention, right back there inside the boss fight, there's a skip that you can do called Cliff Skip. It will skip this entire chapter coming up and save about 8 minutes. But it is literally the hardest and most random skip I've ever done or ever attempted to do in any speedrun. It is by far the hardest in the entire Dead Space series. No one's ever done it in a run. No one probably ever will do it in a run. Try to point that out. It's very, 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 very hard. Because the
7-8
entirety of the boss fight is pulsating and moving and you have to do a kinesis launch. with a lineup that is virtually impossible to get consistent. So yeah, this is the worst chapter. When you're climbing these, you want to kind of tap forward. You don't want to like walk normally because you get like a stagger animation where you fall down every couple seconds. But if you do this, it completely negates that. You don't have to worry about it. What was you gonna say?
17 skip.
Oh, it's 10
It's
times
like
worse
that.
than 17 skipping UC2.
Oh, is it?
Way worse. 17 skip's just random, but if you keep doing it enough, you'll get it. Whereas the cliff skip, you have to clip out the bounds, which is hard enough on its own, and then do a really long setup to try and get the skip, and then it won't work. And then they hit me then. You're basically launching all the way to the top of this mountain from down there, and you have to, it's so precise. And when you don't, excuse me. It's just really difficult. Like, it's definitely viable to do in a run, but playing for like an hour and, you know, 10 minutes, whatever, just to try it, and then it does not work is just a long time. So if we crouch into certain triggers, we can, like, it skips like a certain state. So right here, you're meant to be walking slow. But if we crouch into the trigger that changes into the slow, it just kind of stands you up and doesn't trigger like the slow walking, so we can just kind of run here when we're not meant to be able to. But yeah, it's funny that the skip to skip the worst part in the game is the worst skip in the game. It's ironic. But I am usually good at this game. This is not a prime example. I'm very tired. I have a really bad headache. I was a naughty boy before I started playing, and I have had a couple drinks, so that probably didn't help my situation. That's my excuse. Take it as you will.
That's no excuse.
So I'm trying to get past these guys. These guys are really annoying. Okay, that's fine. I want them to kind of separate so I can run past them.
I don't drink the devil's juice, so I don't know.
You used to be an alcoholic. What are you on about?
I wasn't an alcoholic.
You had to quit.
I enjoyed yeah, but not because of I was turning into an alcoholic.
Yeah, so these rocks that fall here are completely random. And they can hit you. So right there I actually was quite lucky that I managed to avoid that one.
Yeah, just because, you know, you get drunk and, you know, you
get drunk and party.
And, you know, your wife and your kids decide to leave you because you drink too much, you know? Does it mean you're an alcoholic?
Yes.
That's a
he's
joke.
not being he's not being serious. He doesn't have a wife and kids. Like someone would marry him. That's
True, true.
There's gonna be a couple of exploders here, or whatever they're called. I don't actually know what the name is. They just have a big yellow ball that explodes. I'm gonna shoot that yellow ball that explodes to make them explode. Kaboom. There's gonna be a couple of boxes here. They all have stasis packs in. I'm gonna grab 2. They have stasis packs in because you need them for, excuse me, get on. You need them for this part. You need to stasis the rocks. That's why they give you a bunch. So on New Game Plus, you have like a fully upgraded stasis, so like you have like a lot of leeway for this. But on New Game, it's actually kind of can be a bit sketchy. But it's not too bad.
Annoying.
Yeah, this part really sucks.
And how many do you have to do? 3 or 4?
3.
3. Still
Oh,
3
of
too many.
these? Wait, no, 4.
Yeah.
This is the 4th. This is the 4th one and the last one. Now we've got in one little fight. There's going to be a couple of spitters. We're just going to kill them and then run to the thing. So there's going to be one spitter here. One spitter's going to spawn here. There's one spitter here. And there's one more
Oh,
spitter
this is
here.
the we come up to the saddest part in the run.
Yeah. idea for Santos. Hold on.
I'll get my tissues ready.
Yeah, so we only kill those spitters because the other enemies actually won't really attack you when you're turning the thing, but the spitters will slow you down, so we just kill the spitters. It's pretty simple.
To be fair, this part doesn't make sense because
Oh mate, look,
Isaac's-
I'm rolling in them now.
Isaac's the one who lets go. Isaac's the one who cuts the cord, right? Through the fall.
No,
But-
Carver does.
Oh, Carver does. Oh. Then doesn't matter.
He even says at the end, he's like, I killed Santos. Is that what a good man does?
Well, it must be Carver then. He's like, early. He's like, you did what you had to do. You did the right thing, or something. He says something that's opposite of what he does in this part, where it makes the character. I think it's. I don't know. Don't mind me. I'm just jabbering on.
Good men mean well. We just don't always end up doing well. Classic.
Well, I noticed
quote
that when
from
we
Dead Space.
played it early, he's like, oh, we could have done something. We could have done something. And on this one, he's like, we had to do it. We had to do it. It's like, cool.
Just get me some solid ground under my
But, yeah, she's dead. So now we move on.
She's not dead yet.
Well, yeah. It's not far from it.
But there's still so much more cool stuff to show off. If you remember playing this game, you'll know a section coming up called Rosetta Labs. We have to collect pieces of Rosetta and assemble them, and it takes a really long time. We can skip all of that. We do a really cool skip in the descent, which is the big chapter where you're basically descending down into the side of the planet. We do a really cool skip there too. Probably the coolest one in the game. But first we've got to kill Snow Beast. So this fight virtually is random because we need to lure him into a laser, and if he doesn't charge us to actually get him into the laser, it's kind of like big sad. We just have to kind of wait around and try to get him in. And on a new game it's a lot worse because there's a bunch of enemies that we have to deal with as well. It's not too bad though. We trigger him.
Yeah, this
Here he
fight
is.
is that bad. I erased it from my memory.
It's very beautiful.
When I played it, when
So we're
it
going to
came out.
run right and roll to avoid him from hitting us. Kill this guy because he's annoying. We have to kill every normal enemy here because if we don't, they will hit us when we're trying to turn the crank. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He's not cooperating. The only way you can get him to move is shoot one of his tentacles and hope he charges you. He is not. Come on, dude. Oh, he actually... I've never seen him get into the thing from that far away. That was really weird. Now, if we spam this as fast as possible, we can one-cycle him. That is the fastest I've ever mashed that. What on earth? How is that so quick? Anyway, yeah, if you mash that really fast, he'll just die in one.
God Gamer.
I've never mashed that fast before. That has blown my mind. Hello, can I get on, please? Thank you. Yeah, that is definitely the best I've ever done that. In a sense of just mashing it. Like him, the actual fight in general was not, because he took a long time to get into the lasers. So we go forward there 4 times and then jump to the left.
Actual God Gamer.
I don't know how I did that first. Yeah, we jump left there because there's actual staggers on this rock that are scripted. But if you're far enough to the left, you don't actually trigger them. But the reason we walk up like 4 steps before we jump left is because if you don't, you'll actually jump out of bounds.
Hey, it's alright. You're a good man, Isaac.
Yeah, you're a good man, Isaac. You did everything you could, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, honey, I just killed your boyfriend. Oh, that's okay.
Oh, she already
go.
knows. But now she's all lovey-dovey with him again.
Yeah. Never start a relationship during a traumatic experience.
She must have a lab up there someplace. We should look for an office or a
It won't
central
succeed.
her name on it.
Just
How do you
watch
know?
the movie Speed. I learned that off the movie Speed. Didn't you watch Speed 2?
Wait, why am I losing so much time? What?
Because Keanu and Sandra Bullock, they're strangers when the movie starts, but at the end of it they fall in love. But at the start of Speed 2, you learn that it didn't last
I lost
they started
15
their
seconds there
relationship.
and I don't know why.
during a traumatic experience.
This game's a traumatic experience.
That's why you still speedrun it.
I like to
'Cause you
punish
hate it.
myself
Exactly.
for past life experiences.
We'll meet at the facility.
So my entire life has now been torture playing this game.
Correct.
If you work out how old I am and then work out how long I've been playing this, what's the percentage of my life that I've spent playing this dog shit?
A third
It's really that long.
ish.
Yeah, my game's stuttering. I can literally see it doing. I should have quit out ages ago. It doesn't affect the run that much. It's just some stuff is just kind of awkward. So we need to. We're basically going to skip this entire section, but first we need to get a key card because we need to access one of the areas that you would access to get a piece. But this area is like open-ended. You can get pretty much any piece in any order. But one of the areas where you would get the piece leads into where you would go after you're done. It's just locked off. And we're gonna do some trickery to get into that area. Also, here's the first hack panel of the run. We skipped all the rest. And you saw these in Dead Space 2. Exactly the same concept. Oh, I thought I was about to get a 3-piece then. You can actually get it to spawn in the same place 3 times in a row. It's only ever happened to me twice the entire time I've been playing the game, so.
3-piece meal deal.
Oh, move, dude. You're blocking me, man.
Not he's now a 3-piece meal deal.
Yeah, so those enemies that are all black, they're like meant to be like tougher, harder necromorphs or whatever. But that's why we get the contact beam, because it just rinses them. But there's going to be some enemies coming up in the actual hardest fight in the game. But those ones you have to hit in the legs to kill them in one shot, which is. Oh jeez, that scared me.
That's my dog. World record for this run is
What did you let your mum run for? We're trying to do this, mate.
1:56:52.
Yes, 1:56:52. And right now
By-
I'm 3 minutes behind.
By the person you are watching.
Oh my god.
Yes, that is my dog.
They sliced her up. Why?
I don't know.
So we have to get the key first, and we need to do this part to grab it. So
If you're wondering, her name is Molly.
did you tell them about your cat too?
And I and I have a cat. I actually don't know. They have been running around playing, but I don't know what they're doing anymore.
Hello, Twan. I saw that you
It's
had
the
to
Twan man.
mercy kill your run yesterday. Very sad. Very sad.
I'll see if I can route that to the
I should have mercy killed this one in chapter 1, to be honest. Yeah, we just gonna have to wait around. Also, apparently, she's gonna give us a key that's gonna come out of this thing, but we can't just walk up these stairs and get them from her for some reason.
according to the records.
Yeah, those
Oh, that's a nice
stairs are
keyboard
very.
on the floor there. Look at that gaming keyboard, man.
Those stairs are a or steps are a workplace safety hazard.
Armor pieces. They're either in one.
Were you on the final boss? Was you even close to the end?
Most of the doors were locked down from what I could see.
Yeah, well, you're in luck. Look what I found. A security pod. You want to give it a shot?
Hey, why not?
So yeah, you can skip getting this keycard on co-op. But it's just not possible on solo unless we can find a way out of bounds in the first outside area. But we haven't found a way, sadly. So we have to got that key card. Now we can access the area where we're going to do Rosetta Labs here. So
It looks like there are 3 primary buildings in this facility. The one we're in now is biology. There's one for paleontology and one for geological studies.
Which one should I check out first?
Doesn't matter.
So yeah, this is the area we wanted to get into. There is a checkpoint right there, which we would hit with an out of bounds launch car, but can't do it in solo unless you can actually get out of bounds. And it would only, well, actually you could do it in new game because you can get a rocket by this point. So anyway, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn VSync on, which is going to cap the FPS to 30, which will allow me to clip out of this elevator. So what I'm going to do is when it gets to the top, I'm going to hit a checkpoint, safety checkpoint, in case I fail the clip. It is actually quite a tough clip to do. So I'm going to get into the middle here, look at that, aim over here, to kind of line myself up. I'm going to try and walk out and open it, there we go. We send it down while I'm out, and now I'm going to run over here, and I'm going to hit a checkpoint behind this door. So I'm going to run into it to fall out of bounds. There's a checkpoint just behind it, we're going to hit that. Turn VSync back off. And now, you might think, oh, what's the point in that? Because we're going back now. The reason we did this is because now the elevator is at the bottom. And as you saw from like earlier on, excuse me sir, that is erosion. As you saw from earlier on, I can call the elevator back up and clip through to get on top of it. If I can, okay, there we go. So now I'm on top of it. So we're just going to kind of chill for a minute until the elevator stops. Now we're going to run over here. I'm going to try and boost up onto this rock. Now we're out of bounds. I'm just going to navigate in the darkness where we can't see where we're going to just get up onto this roof over here. I'm going to boost up here. Get onto the roof, and now this allows us to drop down behind this locked door and skip all of those other labs. And now we're going to do the hardest fight in the game. I'm going to try and concentrate as best I can. I'd like something to go well in this run. So all these enemies, we have to shoot them in the leg. They will not die unless we shoot them in the leg. We'll try. Okay, I can't grab that nade because he shot it behind the thing, sadly. Okay, he's not dead. That's very odd. We're gonna have to kill this guy. He's very annoying. And then we're gonna use the plasma cutter here to kill these guys. I usually shoot them in the leg. You can get him in about 3 hits usually. This is kind of slow, but it's whatever. Where's this guy? I don't want to walk too far forward here because it's going to spawn the next lot of enemies. I don't want that to happen here. Can you not? Can you not do that?
Hide and seek.
What is he doing? Right, so I'm going to reload this gun first. I want to make sure it's fully reloaded. But as soon as the dialogue triggers, we're going to shoot this guy here. Then we're going to grab this rocket off this guy. Shoot these guys with it. And then we're going to kill him. Reload. We're going to get on top of this. These enemies are really annoying. So we boost on top of this so they can't actually hit us. Just a cheap way of doing it and just wipe them away. Just some family. In my clip. He didn't die because why would he? Why would he die even though I shot him? Can you dodge? Thank you. Jesus. Right, that was whatever. It wasn't very good.
Dying is suggestive. A suggestion.
That weapon is literally meant to kill them in one shot, and I literally shot him in the chest, so I don't know why he died. Why he didn't die, because he was on the floor. This is the first hack panel I actually do, and the only one we do now. I mentioned that. So now we're going to do Descent. which is very fun. I'm gonna do a very cool skip,
I'll head down on these cables.
which I hope I don't fail, because everything else in this one has gone terribly. I do want to see if I can kill this guy, because he can be annoying. If I can't, it's not a big deal. It just depends if I can aim
like
high
you
enough
can't.
to get him.
I
Whatever.
know you can, maybe.
So what we're going to do is we're going to break out this grapple. All we need to do is just tap tap S, and we can fall down like this. Then we can jump over here, and then jump over here and get out of bounds. Then we let go, and now we're just going to do a little bit of falling. Just a little bit of falling. And we're going to regain control in a second when the next area loads in. There we go. Because it deloads the winch. As soon as we land, we're going to roll off this ledge. We're going to land again. And about here. And we're going to just tap backwards until we fall. You want to do it in a specific rhythm. If you get too much momentum, you will die. We're going to land down here. We're going to run off it down here. And then we're going to crouch off this ledge here and drop onto a little ledge down here. And I'm going to do a specific setup. I'm going to line myself up with this ledge at the bottom of my screen. It's not that precise, I just don't want to fail. I'm going to move left till I see a thing on the right side of my screen. I'm going to aim here and I'm going to roll. If I've done it correctly, I will fall and hit a checkpoint just before I die. There we go. That skips
How
all of
much
the
time
time.
is that save?
Like 2 minutes, maybe 2.5. I don't know, something like that. It's a pretty big one.
Enough.
A very good one. Very cool one. Definitely the coolest one. It's not too difficult, so.
We'll try to meet up on the way.
But that part that I did at the end where I fell into the... Wait, I pressed E on this door. What the hell? You meant to open that to trigger this dialogue. I thought I pressed it. Apparently I didn't. But yeah, so... Pretty much... that last part I did where I rolled off and fell into the checkpoint, that's new. I only found that a couple weeks ago. It saves about an extra 40 seconds on top of the old round. Because it skips the cutscene at the bottom and stuff. It's quite nice.
What would be a good world record time now
My run.
for this category? Oh, have you got it, have you?
Yeah. I can save maybe like another 30
Oh, it was
seconds.
2 days
That's
ago.
about it. Thing is, New Game Plus is like the most consistent run in terms of actually, you know, matching like a summer best or something. Wait, what? Okay, thank you, game. I literally pressed up and it didn't do anything. So these puzzles are the same every time, and I just have them written down. I really should have quit out a long time ago because this stirring is annoying me. Anyway.
You mean you don't have the puzzles remembered from memory?
I mean, I do remember them, but I just haven't written them down because knowing my luck, I'd probably do a run and forget. I know that one off by heart. Right.
Oh, this is where we played catch.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing.
I
remember that moment.
Yeah, so New Game Plus is literally just movement and skips.
Yeah.
Whereas New Game,
Beautiful.
there is a lot of combat as well that you have to actually, you know, do well. Whereas in New Game Plus, that doesn't really matter. So
If I don't make it,
New Game is
you'll get this done.
definitely harder to optimize than New Game Plus is.
We'll get this done.
But I felt like my one was
We had a-
pretty good. So
Yeah, but if I don't
We had a
whereas this-
beautiful
this-
father-son moment playing fetch with the bombs
get us this far,
in co-op.
with amazing desync, where it just flies
Yes.
past me and I still grab it anyway.
Count for what?
Also, yeah, this is the best cutscene with Isaac looking like that. It's great. This is called the heart-to-heart cutscene in the community, where Isaac and Carver are having a nice heart-to-heart with each other.
I alienated my son, wrecked my family. Isaac, I killed Santos.
Beautiful moment.
The man does.
Good men mean well.
Carver's a good man,
He is a good man.
Just don't always end up
but he alienated his son.
He wrecked his family.
Yeah.
And he killed Santos. That's not what a good
Yeah.
man does.
No, that's true.
But good men mean well. Apparently.
He tried his best. That's all you can do.
Apparently he got his face cut open with a saw blade as well. Looks like. Right, so we're kind of near the end stretch of the game now. We got 3 more chapters left. One more big skip left to do. A couple of little ones.
Now Isaac Carver just disappears into the ether.
He's actually up there, look.
Where?
Just chilling. I just aimed at him.
Oh, okay.
Because you meant to go
You
that
could
way.
help us.
And then he's like,
We
"Oh
could help
no,
us.
you can't. We can't go that way." Yes, you can tell my game story. See how I'm falling down the, yeah. How I'm falling down the, like I'm slipping down. That's how you know the game's stuttering. Very annoying. I should have quit out ages ago, to be honest. I know I've said that about 6 times, but at this point in the run, actually I might quit out at the start of chapter 18, to be honest. Actually, no, I'll quit out when I get down the bottom of here. So now
There's
I'm
the
gonna
not a good man.
grab these from like afar. And hopefully on the second one I don't drop it. Because I have to throw it to get it like further ahead. It can actually fall off. Okay, that's fine.
He's getting away!
I got a flare!
I just got told the movie Joker with Joaquin Phoenix is really depressing. And Mattmatt confirmed that. He said it was, but I actually thought it was really good.
It's not. It just makes you think a lot as well.
Yeah, but I like movies like that. I find
Yeah,
them
but it's something
entertaining.
that could happen about someone who gets pushed to the limit that much. You know, it's not. That means stop bullying me, right? I'll fucking shoot you.
Me never. No one ever read our DMs on Discord.
He's really mean to me.
It goes both ways. I haven't seen any of the Suicide Squad movies. I'm not a real superhero guy.
So why did you watch Joker?
Because I was on Prime. We're on Twitch, aren't we? I was on Prime Video. And it was there, so I pressed play.
That is an amazing story.
Thank you. 10 out of 10 don't
Little cool trick here. I was gonna quit out one night. I keep getting away. So I'm gonna clip through this elevator. Before it comes down, I'm gonna get out of bounds. We do need to call it down though, and you'll see why. Usually you'd have to like call the elevator down and ride it up. It's really slow. I'm not gonna do that though, because it's slow. Just gonna kind of go around out of bounds. And the main reason why this is like really useful is because you can crash clip through to get back up. We're gonna do this little puzzle, which is also the same every time.
Little puzzle where you need kinesis of a god.
I dropped that one by accident. Might be. That was really slow. Oh, and these are gonna take all my health. Don't kill me! Well, anyway, so now the elevator's at the bottom. So we can just clip through the top railing and fall all the way down. The bottom. So it saves having to ride it down. That's the thing that saves the most time about this, is just not having to ride the elevator down. We just clip through it and
Is the machine.
just walk through it.
Okay, read the engineer, how do we fix it?
We'll follow Serrano's clues to reconfigure the machine. I just opened a conduit to the heart of the city.
Here we go, the second 0G flying section we're going to do.
There's a bunch of these, but they're all
There's
except for the
2
last
more
one.
left after this one, but they're both like right at the end.
as you can tell by the commentary right now, this is an enthralling part of the
Yeah, this part's really
game.
boring. But coming up in a second when we get into the next chapter, it's going to be the final skip of the run, which will skip all of chapter 18.
Hey, Carver, I'll bet this supercharged is dead.
Okay, I missed one. That's cool.
Went off sector watch while they're still moving.
That's great. Thanks for the tip.
So when I hit this checkpoint in here, I'm gonna quit out because I want to fix the stuttering. Because stuttering going up this wall is going to be really slow. Because I've got to do like a climb all the way up this wall. It takes quite a while, and if it's stuttering, it's going to be really slow. Oh no! I've fixed the suit, man.
Oh no!
It's still stuttering. It's still stuttering. You can see me falling down. I don't know why. I had no problem like playing this the other day, and it's just not having it today. Anyway, so we do that, and then we. Are you serious? This one has not been good. How did I lose 17 seconds on that chapter? I'm so confused, man. This run's literal garbage. It's not even going to be sub 2 hours. Literal garbage.
Literal.
Literal garbage. So we roll over that out of bounds. No. Can I get up, please? This stuttering is really pissing me off. I'm gonna keep like falling down this now while I'm running up it. But if you have to run up this all the way to the top of the area, it's gonna take forever. Like, literally, I tried streaming this the other day, and I did a bunch of runs. I had no issues with stuttering, and now it's just not having it, and I don't know why. It's just the game being shit. It's just the game, like, I don't know. I thought that it was more consistent if I streamed instead of recording, but apparently not. It's still doing it. Anyway, so we're gonna run over here, get on top of here.
That's a big skeleton.
And we roll off here and just hit a checkpoint down there. I can't believe I fixed the suit. That's actually pissed me off. I forgot that quitting out gives you this normal suit you meant to have on. I was nowhere near that. Yeah, so what I just did was skip all of chapter 18. Just gonna get to the top of here and then we'll be pretty much in the final chapter. Gotta watch a cutscene. Somehow Carl was already up here just chilling.
Give me the codex and you can have her back.
Also, Ellie was meant to die in Rosella Labs, and then she's apparently now alive again. We just didn't see any of that. Skipped it all.
Well, we didn't see her die, so it didn't happen. So, game logic.
Exactly. Yeah, like I'd give this run a solid 4 out of 10. It was pretty bad.
A solid 4.
I did all the hard stuff well. I just messed up all the easy stuff, and the stuttering didn't help at all. Because it's not only annoying for the run, but it also is just not fun to look at either. Not smooth. I've already got a headache as it is, so it doesn't. Also, Danik's gonna get turned into a shish kebab. Or Danny.
Uh,
When I finish this, it's all going down. Everything.
I was trying to think of something clever, but I had nothing.
No! You two get out of here. Go back to Earth space. Tell them what we found.
You know, I said my best one-liner tonight, so I'm happy.
What was that again?
Ellie being a garden tool.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah. Very good, very
I
good.
turned my back on the world
Yeah, thank
because
you.
I was afraid of what needed to be done. Ellie,
I do like praise on my shitty jokes.
shuttle over there. I want you to take it and head for home.
This run is just absolute dog shit. Man. I think as soon as I found that skipping chapter 1, it was just cursed from there on out, to be honest. That just doomed it from the start.
Yeah, you should have just stopped and went to bed.
Yeah, I should have just mercy killed it there, 10 minutes in.
Oh yeah, Isaac doesn't have his face all shitty anymore, does he? Alright. Bring it home, Matthew.
Do I have to? I lost a minute on that level. The simplest level in the game, I lost a minute.
Chapter 90.
Yeah, I'm on pace for like a 202, which is pretty bad, to be honest. I've lost 5 minutes. That is not good.
Oh well, at least we have the remake to look forward to.
Not really. It's not a remake of Dead Space 3, so it's not good, is it?
That'd be better. Although we were wondering why they didn't remaster these for the PS4 and Xbox, whatever.
Yeah, they upgraded it
definitely-
on Xbox. But technically, you got like the backwards compatibility.
Yeah, that's not a remaster though.
Yeah, but they still
Well, they still had to work on it, I suppose.
gave it 60 FPS. So technically, the fastest way to run this on console would be to use the Xbox version backwards compatible. On an Xbox One or Series X.
I suppose I could still remaster them for PS5, I guess. Seems remasters are still a thing.
I'll restart checkpoint here, let's get this little scene. You can't shoot them straight away, you have to wait for like the animation of them to like spawn into like finished plane before they can take damage. They have like iframes.
Look at all the loot you're not picking up.
Don't need it.
Yeah, I know.
Game.
But I like being a loot goblin, so seeing it hurts my soul.
I actually kind of want to try and round Impossible. Or I actually wanted to try and see if you could beat hardcore using only the plasma cutter with no upgrades at all. But I think that would be really hard. Because of how many shit fights there are in this game. And just using the default plasma cutter would not cut it, especially glitchless.
Was that supposed to be a pun?
No, that's damn.
Oh, I know it wasn't supposed to be a
I
pun.
should have been like, yeah, I meant that.
Well, I know you didn't mean it, but
The plasma cutter just won't cut it.
no.
But
Need
the
more
best puns
plasma.
are the accidental ones. Anyway, so we're nearly at the final boss. Pretty much like right now is the final one, the final boss starts.
This is
And
like
it's
the
very
second
trivial.
of- This is like the set a bit of gravity where you can die.
Yeah. And this is the final boss. 3 big yellow eyeballs. We have to hit them with markers, and that's pretty much it. So this entire boss fight is just a bunch of waiting around. Because we have to wait for him to spin around. So
It's nice of your dad to be in the game, though.
I know. Oh, but one thing we can do, when you're standing on this platform, you get like increased kinesis. But if we spam crouch and we walk off of it, we get to keep the ability while we're not on it. So that allows us to kind of like just come over here and hit it like early, the eye early. So we can't grab that because it's like an invisible platform. Yeah, we can't grab that one yet. But also, yeah, with these enemies, we just kind of pull their arms off with the kinesis. Yes, so that's we can grab this one. So we wait for him to turn and we shoot the right side of the eye. You want to do it from right to left, fastest way.
Ooh. And he hits it.
Now we're just going to collect a bunch of markers if we can. The more we have, the better, in case we miss and stuff.
Just don't miss.
Grab a couple of markers as backups in case I do miss. So I think happened the other day in a run where I hit this eye with the marker and then I died. Yeah, see, I missed that. Can you go away?
What we talking?
Not you. Yeah, so I hit this marker and then when the cutscene was finished I was like dead, flying up into the sky. Okay, thankfully that didn't happen. And now we just gotta do that one more time and that's pretty much the final boss done. Very trivial, but really fun.
Yep.
I don't know what's worse though, the final boss in this one, Dead Space 2.
This Space 2 is just annoying.
I think the best one is Dead Space 1, probably. By far. You have to wait for it to like kick in. It has iframes and stuff, so you just have to wait for it to spawn. So if you can hit it before that happens, it's the fastest one. That was alright. I mean,
Yeah, a little hop,
not the
skip,
worst
and a
part
jump
about the
and
run.
GG.
I'm still done yet. Gotta pull Carver out of his guts. You don't even have to stand on this platform as well. You can just kind of walk off it as well. You can like move wherever you want pretty much in this scene, doesn't really matter what you do. But yeah, timer will be coming up when I mash the E pumps when I'm climbing up in a second. I'll say time when it's time. It's still gonna be sub 202 though, hell yeah, gaming. I think. Yeah, it should be. I think I've saved time on the boss. It's so ironic considering everything else has been crap. Right, time's coming up in a second. And time.
GG.
Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
My timer didn't stop. The auto split is meant to stop the time on its own at the end. It didn't. Is it because I quit out? Or is it because my suit's different? I don't know. That's strange. Anyway, it was. Speedy.
Yeah, I'll leave it
Not
there,
very
so.
good. Yeah, my world record is 156.52, so that was pretty bad considering. Oh yeah, spoon of coffee. That's George. That's my commentary.
Oh yeah, boy.
Oh yeah. I remember you offering to be a mod for the chat and didn't do anything.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, since we've had this amazing Dead Space block, I will let you watch this fantastic final cutscene of the series.
My dog's really excited
Is he?
for this end of this one. Yeah.
I say end of the series. Technically, if you want to experience the proper ending, you have to play the DLC. Because the DLC carries on from right after this game ends. But technically, if you don't play DLCs, this is the ending.
Give it up for Mattmatt, me boy. I'm proud of him.
Oh,
Not
no,
really, but anyway.
that was crap.
Wow. Sub 2 too.
It should have been sub 2 hours. It should have been like 1:58.
Wow, don't fail the first skip 2 minutes in.
It wasn't even just that, it was everything else that was bad. What do you mean? Wait, really? What do you mean? You want about the DLC?
The DLC, I'd
Yeah,
say.
the DLC carries on after this. That has the proper ending. This
Awakened.
is not the proper ending.
So if you haven't played it, play it. I guess.
And it's actually more scary and more horror oriented than the actual games.
And it is
was like
co-op
the
too.
DLC is better than this, so play that.
Isaac, you did it.
And I do also speed on the DLC, so you know.
You really
Well, you have speedrun the DLC.
I have. I'm not currently, but I have done that. Yeah, so she thinks Isaac's dead.
Yeah.
You think Isaac's dead. Technically, you do think Isaac is dead, but if you watch all the credits right at the end, you hear Isaac like come on a radio or something saying like Ellie, Ellie, and then it ends.
So she's about to leave, and
He's not dead.
she just leaves everybody. She's you know.
She only cares about herself.
Yeah. Norton's
What-
dead. Eh.
What a
Oh,
show.
Isaac's available. Isaac's dead. Eh. I'm just gonna leave.
He's just a shovel, mate. That's all. Anyway, yeah, that was Dead Space 3. I hope you enjoyed the Dead Space block. It's pretty fun. I did watch pretty much 1 and 2. I did watch them before. Pretty fun. I used to speedrun 2, like once, but I mainly speedrun this one. But I also speedrun a lot of games too. So, yeah, that's Dead Space 3. Hope you enjoyed it. It's pretty interesting speedrun. Not as good as the other ones. I would have been that. If you're gonna learn one of them, if you don't like cheating by using FPS toggling because it's cheating, then run Dead Space 3.
Oh, controversial statement right there.
I don't like FPS toggling. I think it's disgusting and shit. But that's just the way they want to play the game.
Started
So
beef between DS3 and DS2.
that's their choice. But I don't like it. So, but anyway, yeah. If you don't like FPS toggling, play this one. And yeah,
Looney's gonna be in your DMs.
and yeah, enjoy the rest of the runs.
Bye.